For my next installment of Reflections, I'm going back to yet another goaltender. Now, this is a goaltender who arguably is the second best goaltender in Edmonton Oilers history to wear the number 31, despite being an Olympic gold medalist. I think you've guessed it. Curtis Joseph. Curtis Joseph was just an amazing guy. Tough life growing up, but really propelled himself and shot for the stars. No matter how many times he was kicked down, he was a fighter and he built his way up and he built his way up. Let's get into his story right now. Curtis Shane Joseph, born April 29th, 1969, is a Canadian ice hockey coach and former professional player, nicknamed Cujo. Joseph was immediately recognizable on the ice for his mask featuring a snarling dog, drawing inspiration from Stephen King's novel Cujo. Nicknamed Cujo, Joseph has worn the number 31 for the St. Louis Blues, Edmonton Oilers, Toronto Maple Leafs, Detroit Red Wings, Phoenix Coyotes, Calgary Flames, and is a three-time NHL All-Star, 94, 99, and 2000. And he was awarded the 1999-2000 King Clancy Memorial Trophy for exemplifying leadership qualities on and off the ice, making him a noteworthy humanitarian to contributions in his community. In the 2002 Winter Olympics held in Salt Lake City, he was a member of the Olympic gold medal winning Canadian men's hockey team. Joseph broke into the NHL in 1990 playing for the St. Louis Blues. In the off-season following the 90-91 season, the Blues signed Brendan Shanahan from the New Jersey Devils. Shanahan was a restricted free agent, and thus the Devils were entitled to compensation. The teams could not agree on what the compensation was. The Blues offered Curtis Joseph, Rod Brindamore, and 2 draft picks, while the Devils wanted Scott Stevens. Joseph seemed to be the answer for the Devils were looking for in goal. The case went to arbitration, and the judge ruled that Stevens would be awarded to the Devils in September of 1991. Joseph remained with the Blues until 1995. The 92-93 NHL season was his most successful season, as he played a key role in upsetting the Chicago Blackhawks, reigning Clarence Combo Conference regular season champions. The Blues swept them in 4 games in the first round of the playoffs. The Blues then faced the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round, and though the Leafs prevailed, the series went to 7 games thanks to Joseph's play. Because of his efforts, he was nominated a finalist for the Vezina Trophy that season, finishing 3rd in voting behind Ed Belfour and Tom Barrasso. After a disappointing first-round exit in the 1995 playoffs, St. Louis Blues coach and general manager Mike Keenan declined to re-sign Joseph and traded his rights to the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers began their training camp with 2 starting goaltenders, signed incumbent Bill Ranford and unsigned Joseph. Edmonton failed to work out a contract for Joseph or unable to trade him, leaving Joseph without a team to start the 95-96 season. He signed a contract with the IHL Las Vegas Thunder and dominated, reminding the NHL that he deserved to be there. Oilers entertained trading Joseph to the Boston Bruins, but would finally sign Joseph to a contract and trade Ranford to Boston. With Edmonton, Joseph won 2 Zane Feldman trophies, Team MVP, and Most Popular Player award. He backstopped the Oilers to the first-round playoff upsets of the Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche in 97 and 98, respectively, in their first playoff series wins since 1992. The Detroit Red Wings won the Stanley Cup in 2002 with Dominik Hasek and entered the 2002-2003 season with newly acquired Curtis Joseph, but otherwise mostly unhinged. Detroit brought in coach Dave Lewis to replace the retiring Scotty Bowman, and signed Joseph to a 3-year, $24 million contract to replace the newly retired Dominik Hasek. Joseph initially faltered, but eventually found his form in the later half of the 2002-2003 season to backstop his team to a division title. With anemic offense, Detroit was upset in the first round of the playoffs of 2003 by the eventual conference champions, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, in a four-game sweep. Detroit fans and media focused their frustration on Joseph after he was outplayed by the eventual 2003 Conn Smythe winner, Jean-Sebastien Giguère. In the summer of 2005, several teams were interested in signing Joseph, including the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Phoenix Coyotes. After taking a call from the new Phoenix Coyotes coach, Wayne Gretzky, Joseph signed a one-year deal in Phoenix on October 28, 2005. He won his 400th NHL game on March 28, 2006, and posted his 424th career win, thereby moving him into sixth place on the all-time list, passing Tony Esposito. In the summer of 2006, Joseph returned to Phoenix to play another season on a one-year contract. While he was with the Coyotes, Joseph became the first goaltender to have 30 or more regular season wins for 5 different teams: St. Louis, Edmonton, Toronto, Detroit, and Phoenix. Joseph eventually recorded at least 50 regular season wins with each of those 5 teams. Joseph had shown interest in rejoining the Toronto Maple Leafs, indicating that he would be fine with a backup role and a reduced salary. In September of 2007, the Ottawa Senators quietly expressed interest in acquiring Joseph if they could unload Martin Gerber of his contract. On January 14, 2008, Joseph signed a one-year, $1.5 million contract with the Calgary Flames. On March 1, 2008, Joseph moved past Terry Sawchuk for 4th place in all-time wins with 448 in a 3-1 win over his former team, the Phoenix Coyotes. On April 13, 2008, Joseph replaced Mika Kiprusoff less than 4 minutes into the first period of game number 3 of the playoffs' first-round series of the 2008 playoffs with the San Jose Sharks. Joseph backstopped the Flames to a come-from-behind 4-3 win after initially falling behind 3-0. This made him the first goaltender to win a postseason game as a member of 5 different teams: St. Louis, Edmonton, Toronto, Detroit, and Calgary. On July 1st, 2008, Joseph rejoined the Toronto Maple Leafs by signing a one-year, $700,000 contract. Joseph served primarily as a backup for most of the season, only playing 21 games. On December 30th, 2008, he recorded his 450th career win in a 4-3 overtime victory against the Atlanta Thrashers. And on April 9th, 2009, he recorded his 352nd NHL loss, tying Gump Worsley for the NHL record for most losses by a goaltender. Martin Brodeur subsequently set a new record and subsequently finished with 397 losses. Joseph's 352nd loss were also later surprised by Luongo, who subsequently finished with 392 losses. Joseph announced his retirement on January 12, 2010 in Toronto. His career would end with 454 regular season wins, 5th most of all time. 63 playoff victories are the most by any goaltender without winning a Stanley Cup. During the 2016-17 season, Joseph was a goaltender consultant for the Carolina Hurricanes of the NHL. Joseph was a member of Canada's men's national ice hockey team, having played for the team in several international tournaments, including the 1996 Men's World Ice Hockey Championships, the 1996 World Cup of Hockey, the 2002 Winter Olympics, and the 2007 Spandler Cup. Joseph helped lead the team to the Spandler Cup Championship on December 31st, 2007. So there you guys have it. An amazing goaltender. Unfortunately, this man did not ever get a Stanley Cup. One of those guys. There's so many guys I can think of that never got a Stanley Cup, like the likes of Jerome McGinley. These are guys that you wish they would have got it done. But Curtis has one thing in his trophy showcase that a lot of people don't have: an Olympic gold medal. Curtis, you were awesome as an Oiler. Love your masks. And maybe someday we'll see you as a goaltender coach in the Edmonton Oiler organization.